is Aimee, and today I am so excited to talk to you about mothers. I am one, I have one, and now I have a daughter and daughter-in-law who are mothers, so I have a very fond place in my heart for mothers. But with Mother's Day approaching, maybe you are looking for something that you can do for the mothers in your life, whether they be your mother, whether they be a friend, or a daughter or daughter-in-law, or granddaughter. And so I wanted to give you some ideas. Perhaps the mother in your life is into family because, let's be honest, most of us are. So is that special woman in your world into genealogy? Maybe not, but these ideas are great fun, whether they be for serious genealogists or people who just enjoy their family. And I have 8 suggestions for you of great Mother's Day gifts. Some of them can be bought at the last minute. Some of them maybe would be an IOU because you might not be able to pull it off that quick. But I hope you like the idea. I've got 8 ideas here because I have 8 grandkids, and so it's a great number. Now, these ideas aren't necessarily in any particular order because I have a hard time picking which one I like the best. But let me start off with the one that I think is probably the most popular, and that is a DNA test. And quite frankly, right now is a great time to do a DNA test. They go on sale habitually with all of the DNA companies at Mother's Day and Father's Day. So it's a great time to buy a DNA test. Now, there are 3 different types of DNA tests that you could purchase. The most common and the one that we think about the most often is the autosomal DNA test. And that DNA test will look for matches and it will provide you ethnicity results and things like that. The 2 least common are the mtDNA test, which traces the maternal line, or the Y-DNA test, which traces a surname line, a paternal line. There are other videos that go into all of these details, and I'll put a link to one of those in the show notes below. Check the description of the video down below for all of the links, actually, for anything that I talk about today, because hopefully some of them will be helpful to you. So, anyway, that's my first suggestion, is a DNA test. The second one is kind of like unto it in that it's frequently with the same companies. A lot of people enjoy getting into genealogy and maybe they want to have an Ancestry membership, but they can be kind of costly. Makes a terrific gift to get an Ancestry.com membership. That provides somebody a place to build a family tree and look at a lot of different records. You can build a tree for free on Ancestry. It's looking at the records that cost you. But you also can get a membership to a local genealogical society. Or another really big hit is a site like newspapers.com, because they have great newspapers that can provide really fun information to find newspaper articles about your family. And that's something that for a lot of people is kind of like a plus. It's not something that they can really afford on a regular basis, so it might be a really big treat for them. All right, my next one is, believe it or not, genealogy jewelry. And the reason that I'm putting this in there is because there's some really fun things that a lot of people aren't aware about that you can get in jewelry. I mean, you can get the family tree and stuff like that, and that's cool. But the 2 things that I actually like the best in genealogy jewelry, you can actually take somebody's signature or writing and make a necklace or a bracelet out of it. Here's an example of that. I've linked a company that is doing that. Now, I have not used this company before, but I think it's pretty cool. They are not the only ones that do it, although there aren't a ton that do. So you can take the signature of like your mother's father or mother or grandparent or something like that and put it on a piece of jewelry for them. I think it's kind of cool. Another thing that you can do in terms of that, kind of along that line of thought, is putting like a quote or use their signature in an example such as this, like I love you, love mom, or something like that. So anyway, that's a fun thing that you can do as well. Now, maybe you're looking for something that has no cost to you. And good news, I've got something. Family Search offers free printables. And I think they're really pretty. Let me show you the examples. You do need to input your family information into the Family Search tree in order for these printables to work, but it's really not that hard. You don't need a ton of information. You really only need names. And then you could use these to print out a printable. The link to this page is in the show notes, in the notes below. And I really recommend it. I think it's really cool and it makes something really nice. Frame it, you got a winner. And it is at no cost to you except for the frame. which if you're really trying to save money, pick one up at a Goodwill and benefit a charity. So that's my next suggestion. Gotta ask you to please hit that like button at the bottom of the video. Let me know that you're liking the content and that you want to see more. It also lets YouTube know so that my videos get a little bit more attention, which I greatly appreciate. Subscribe to the channel, and if you click the bell after you subscribe, you'll be notified whenever I release a new video. Sure appreciate that too. The next one, and this one it would be hard to pull off at the last minute, but it's really a great gift idea. Maybe you should put this on the back burner for Christmas, is a family recipe book. I did one years ago for my family. It was when we were newly married. I didn't have a lot of money. I had a lot more time. And I'm so glad that I did, because it's a treasure to me now. My grandmother was a great cook, and she submitted a lot of great recipes. My dad submitted a sarcastic one, and he has passed now. And so it's really fun to have these family memories. You can put it in any format that you want. Sure, you could take it somewhere and have it published, but you know what? You can print it on your printer as well. Because money was tight for me, I printed mine on my printer, and I used a cinnamon stick as the binding, and here's a picture of that. So anyway, that's a fun thing to do as well, and makes a great gift. All right, my next suggestion is one for somebody like me, because I love to play games. Love it, love it, love it. Ask my children. I always want to play a game when we're together, and frequently I'm disappointed when they want to kick back and watch a movie, but that's okay. They do play games with me frequently, and I'm very thankful for that. But as a result, I got into creating a game for my family at one point. Let me show it to you. All right, so this is a deck of cards I created for my family. Now, let me warn you in advance, I'm going to throw some images up here of the cards in close so that you can take a look at them a little bit more closely. This is not something that you'll be able to do at the last minute, and it can be pretty costly. If you're only making a couple of decks, it's really costly. The printing companies are just... It's a setup fee thing. And so if you order a number of decks, like if you're going to do this for an extended family, it would be much less expensive. But before I have a lot of people reach out to me to build them a deck of cards like this, I would love to help you, but I've got to warn you. It's expensive for me to do this. Not only is it expensive for me to order the cards, the setup fees, because every card, well, I have 2 to 4 cards that are the same in every deck. It depends on how you want to do it. But it's not like you're making like a regular deck of face cards, right? Every card is kind of different, and so the setup is really hard. So this is like a minimum $500 project. So anyway, if you're interested, reach out to me. You can hit me on my website, and I can try to help you with this. But I do want to warn you in advance, it is not an inexpensive proposition. However, if you have a lot of time, you can reach out to a card company as well, and you can create your own deck. Now, let me tell you what my family does with these cards. Like I mentioned before, I have 8 grandkids, but they're all really little. My 8 grandkids are 6 and under. Yes, it's mayhem, and I love it. But they're not in a place where they're going to be playing really hard card games at this point. But we do have a couple of card games that are really fun. Sometimes we play the memory game, which all little kids love to play. We put out 2 sets of the same cards out there. And the way that I play it with my grandkids is when they find a match, I tell them a story about that ancestor. And it's been a great family activity. The other thing that we'll play with this deck of cards with 4 cards of the same person is we'll play Old Maid or Go Fish. And so, anyway, that's really fun to do that, and something little kids can do. But I had a client that got a deck of cards, and they came up with a lot of really creative, fun games with them. So anyway, great way to learn more about your family. And if your mom is into her family, this might be just the thing for her. And again, an IOU works. So along those same lines is to offer for your family member some genealogy research. Now, I've done that quite a bit for clients as well. There's lots of genealogists all over the world that would love to have a client hire them to do some work for them. And so maybe you have a family brick wall that you're trying to conquer. Maybe you just want to build a family tree and you need somebody to help you out. Or maybe your mom's really into genealogy, and maybe you want to set up a Zoom consultation where they can meet with a genealogist and ask them their questions. And that's a lot of fun as well. And I really love to do those. So, and I know every genealogist that I talk to loves to do them as well. So that's a great thing that you could do with your family. Now, number 8, my last recommendation as a great gift for any mother who loves her family is really kind of something that will pay you. And it's a gift where they record their family life. And not only is it rewarding for your mom, but it's rewarding to know that her family even cares about her life. Let's be honest, sometimes as mothers, all we're doing is serving everybody around us, and we sometimes wonder whether anybody really cares about our world and our existence. So it's nice when somebody asks you to share the memories of your life. That's always a compliment. And the other thing too is that then you're going to have a keepsake that you can give to your family and pass along through the generations. Now, I haven't used the two companies that I'm going to recommend personally, but I've heard good things about them. And I want to mention both of them because they have different approaches. One of them is called Storyworth. It's gotten a lot of press. It's pretty popular. What they do is they send a weekly email asking your mom to share a recollection of her life with a prompt. So, and that kind of helps because it's really hard to sit down and tell somebody, write the story of your life. Nobody can do that very easily, right? But when you have a prompt, and they're great prompts about a specific memory or time or favorite, makes it much easier. They take those prompts, your mom will then reply to them, and then they send that to you as well. But then at the end of the year, they take all of that information and they bind it into this awesome keepsake book for you. So that's a great way to document your mom's life. Now, the other option that is different than that, but kind of along the same trains of thought, is to do this via video. And the site that I've heard probably the most about is Emberall. Emberall is an app that you end up putting on your phone. Well, you have to buy a package, and then you put this app on your phone, and the app will ask, again, prompt questions, but it does it via video. And so you're holding your phone and you answer the question on your video. So not only are you getting the information, but you're getting the video of the information as well. And seeing your family member's face and hearing their voice as they tell a story can be very rewarding. At the end of creating your album, Emberall then combines it into a video and sends a DVD. And some people are more comfortable speaking about things. And quite frankly, as people get older, if they have arthritis, typing may be difficult. So that is an option as well. I'd like to make sure you know that I am not getting any endorsements or whatever from any of these companies. These are companies that I've heard about at different conferences, that I've worked with myself, or that I just saw that looked interesting to me. And so nobody's given me any kickbacks to provide their names. I have provided more information in the notes below, so if any of these interest you, you might want to check that out because there may be some information down there that I haven't said in the video. And I would also like to note, though, that if you do follow any of my Amazon links, I do get a tiny little bit from Amazon, but it's at no additional cost to you. So it's not hurting you in any way to follow one of my Amazon links. So anyway, I hope this has been of help to you. I hope this is something that is going to make your mom super happy. I do want to ask you to please share your ideas in the comments below. We'll have a great collection of other people's ideas of things that they have done for their mothers for Mother's Day to help them feel close to their family. And that way we'll have this great listing of wonderful ideas because I know you have them. So please share them. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share, and like, and all of those things that make my world a better place. And I really hope you have a great day and happy Mother's Day. Take care.